All right. Should be going live here in just a second. All right. Try this. I see. Okay, so I didn't want to do that. Didn't like that. It's going to take a minute for me to get this figured out because for some reason OBS just doesn't like stuff. Any full screen application? Is that better? Yeah, let me see, display options. I can't really change anything that would affect this. Let's see. It seems like every friggin' thing that I play, I have to do it differently. Window. No. Display. So, will that work? That works. I don't know if it'll look good, but we'll find out. Let's try, I'm gonna monitor it on the, find something to prop this up with. It looks okay. Let me check the frame rate. Okay. Hey everyone. I know I said I was going to stream over the break that I had, and I didn't really do that. I got caught up in more things than I thought I would. But I'll stream a little bit since I'm procrastinating, and yeah. Okay, so if you remember, I think my original audience I had back then is not watching me anymore, which is understandable, seeing as how throughout my undergrad I was streaming all the time, and now I'm not. But I used to speedrun this game, and at one point I had the world record. I lost it. I never quite was able to close the gap, especially because when that happened I started getting busier and not really able to spend as much time streaming. But I figured I would play through the game again, see how much worse I've gotten since then. So I haven't, if you notice though, I have gotten gold on every level, which I had not done when I was still speedrunning. But yeah, I'll save a lot of specific things I want to talk about for if and when people actually show up. Oh my god, oh my god, I'm doing horrible. I'm playing like garbage. Okay. But yeah. There was there was a German speedrunner that actually completely creamed my record. Like, props to him, but I thought for a while, because like I was actually pushed into third place because someone did a little bit better than me, and then the other speedrunner that at the time was the best actually completely like creamed my record. But I was able to push myself back up to second, and I stayed there for a while. But I recently checked, and someone recently-ish actually increased or decreased the time again, and I don't know how they did it. I didn't really watch it, so I should probably do that. I imagine that There are three big things. Probably better optimization of movement. Better optimization of movement. Overall, just not dying, because I think I did die. I don't know if I know I've completed a run without dying. I don't know if I've did that in any. I think my most recent one, I want to say I did complete without dying, but I don't know. Or my best run that I have. But I don't know if I completed it without dying, like I said. I don't remember. It's been a few years. But that will also help a lot, especially on the later levels, because I think what I would do and what would kill a lot of my runs is I would do pretty well throughout the whole game, and then the later levels I would really start to choke. And that's bad, because the later levels are the really long ones. So if you die... Granted, they get kind of easier the longer you play them, because you start not having to watch out for as many things. But I think that's one of the things that definitely would get me. Optimization of navigating the menu is probably a big thing. Well, it's definitely a big thing, because you have to, Man, I am not doing well. Also, my screen is really dim for me. But also, I think the last one is... The game definitely has a big RNG component that I do not know if it's possible to manipulate, and I actually did try to reach out to the one speedrunner that actually completely smashed my record. Like, if he knew of anything to kind of help with that, if, like, because I would have, I think one of the biggest and most consistent time losses I would have is just a level where you, like this, but this one doesn't have this problem really, where you're waiting for stuff to spawn and it just doesn't. That's one of the biggest time sinks that I have in this game. It's the most consistent because, like I said, I can pretty much, you know, I could have runs where I didn't die or have my optimization and movement pretty good, pretty down pat, but then I would always face the wrath of RNG where it's like, can't do anything about it, at least not to my knowledge. I have some things that I think affect it, but I just can't seem to, like, I'll think I'll find something to make the RNG a little more manageable, like, oh, if I do this, things tend to spawn better, but then it doesn't even work consistently, so I really just don't know. It's weird. It's really weird. And not a lot of people speedrun this game, so not a whole lot of work is done into that. I mean, there are a good number of people on the leaderboard for a relatively not well-known game such as this, but it's weird. Not really sure what's going on with it. Yeah, I didn't think I was going to get a good time. I'm not playing too well. Like I said, it's been a while. I think I'm partially hindered by the fact that I am speedrunning this with, like, a controller. Right now I'm using a Switch Pro controller, but when I was actually speedrunning this before, I'm not paying very good attention. I need a drink of water. Let me see here. I did not think to do this beforehand, but I'm actually seeing if because one of my friends in graduate school, they used to stream, and I don't think I've ever shown them any of my streams, so I'm gonna say like, hey, you wanna check it out? So we'll see how that goes, just so I have someone to interact with, because I hate one thing I don't like is I don't mind not getting a lot of views. Let's see here, but it's more so if I don't want to, like, if I'm wanting to tell somebody something, I don't want to, like, go through the whole thing and then realize, yeah, okay, no one is there to hear that part, and then some people join, and then they hear, and it's like, then I want to say that again, because there's interesting things I want to point out about stuff in the game. Alright. Yeah, this is one of those things, like, I used to really have, like I knew exactly how to go through these levels and what was the fastest way to collect all of these sort of non-moving objects, because you'll have a few different kinds of levels. Jeez, I don't know why I'm coughing so much. You'll have a few different kinds of levels where a lot of them actually will start off where you kind of have these sort of inanimate objects that you have to go and eat first. And it's all about figuring out, like, if you're going for time, what the fastest way to do that is. And that's something you have to figure out, and I used to know it. But I've kind of since forgotten all of that. Like, for example, let me see, can I remember, like, how would I go through this level before? I think I would do this. Because then once I would get here, if I ate all of them and didn't miss anything, I think I would be able to eat that one clump of dirt. The bigger one. I want to say. No. Okay, how did I do this? Because that's what I would do, is I would figure out the path that would lead me over to the clumps of dirt, and then I'd be able to eat the bigger ones. It wasn't that. It doesn't really matter, because I'm not going to figure out the fastest path again. I could just watch my old stream if I really wanted to know, because... man. I am so bad at the controls again. Like, I used to be so much better at that. I still struggled with that a lot. I think that's also where some of my time lost came from. One of the reasons I did have a bit of a hard time catching up to some of the... Well, a hard time catching up because, like, my first record was broken by a lot. And I barely broke the record that I was on. Or that I was actually... Man, I barely broke the record that I was looking to beat when I did it. But granted, I practiced, like, just enough to beat the record. Like, I practiced the game for a while so that I could kind of... Like, I played through the game a few times. I'm like, okay, what are the things I need to keep in mind? Of course, you have levels like this where you've gotta remember, like, exactly what order to eat these sort of inanimate objects in. And I would kind of do that a few times without even recording it. I would just time it, see how that goes. But yeah, I barely was able to actually beat that first record when I did this. But then my record was, it actually stood for a while, but it was crushed by like 16 minutes, man. Alright. Let's see. I'm gonna guess bronze. Oh, I got a silver. I'm surprised, because I did not do a good job. Oh, nope, that's not the path that you're supposed to take. Yeah, this one I remember I had a very specific path set up so that I could get these as quickly as possible so I could eat the aphids. And I think I even picked a path that was like the quickest way to get like 10 of these seeds, because I think after you get 10, that's like when you can start eating the aphids. I think. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then you can eat the, yeah. This one was easier to remember. Still didn't do a great job at it though. Alright. I'm like caught between looking at the empty chat and trying to actually like not do horribly at this. So that's why hold on. Why am I going after the rocks? You don't need to eat them in this one. This is one of those where, well, the RNG is not as bad on this one because they do make a lot of these aphids spawn, but thankfully they do, because if it were like a normal one where you're just waiting for things to spawn off screen and they just don't come, that would be so frustrating. And getting a gold on this one can be kind of difficult anyway, on its own. It's kind of difficult. It's doable. I got one earlier. But this one's not as bad, I guess, to get a gold on, because you don't really have to watch out for anything either. So this particular stage was one of the ones that I was trying to test out my theories of manipulating the spawning, and was one of those instances where it seemed like my idea just didn't work at all. So I kind of had this idea that if you leave the leaves alone, then the aphid, because they clearly are drawn to the leaves, so I thought maybe they'd spawn more, but even avoiding the leaves, like, it didn't really help at all in consistently getting a good time. So I don't think it has anything to do with that, because they'll spawn regardless, they just won't congregate. And it really doesn't matter so much if they do, because you're just kind of going around anyway. I'm not going to get a good time. Let's see what that is. Well. Wow, good movement. Okay, well, it was until I ran into the fly. That's one thing about this game, is you would think it's such a simple thing and pretty much the only controls are to move around, and how could that be messed up in any way? But the thing about this is, and I think in my speedrunning streams, when I was speedrunning, I would complain about this constantly if I remember correctly, is that no matter what size you are, you always move at the same speed, so you're inherently going to have a harder time with movement at the beginning of every stage, because you're really small, and most of the time your targets are really small too, but you move like lightning fast. So it is really hard to actually get things. Man, it's been so long since I played this game. Oh hey, there's someone else watching this time. Cool. I think I know who you are. Yes, it took me that long to notice. Oh man, this is one of those where the spawning is kind of annoying. Like, you see, like, all there is to this right now is I'm just waiting for stuff to spawn. One thing that I do know that has an effect is going right to the edge of the screen is not... Like you see I'm kind of scouring around trying to get stuff, and you do want to do that, but you don't want to do it right on the edge of the screen because things that are smaller than you will run away from you. And I think that if you stay on the edge of the screen the whole time, those things won't spawn. Now, this makes sense with things that are like animate objects, but it doesn't make sense for, like, later when you're in space. There are like asteroids, and the asteroids won't spawn if you stay to the edge of the screen, it seems like. And it's like annoying. It's annoying because you have I don't know how much control you really have over that. It feels to me like I have almost no control over that, but when it comes to these, like the flies and stuff, it's... Or later we're going to be on like a picnic table and we're going to be eating mice. It is a lot more... Like, yeah, you don't want to stay right at the edge of the screen because you'll kind of make the mice not spawn. But yeah, with the asteroids, you would think, like, okay, well, it doesn't make sense because they're inanimate, but maybe they'd still follow that rule that if you don't just scour the very edge of the screen, then it will still show up, but it doesn't work. That I think that's also an area where I would lose so much time, because there are multiple levels at the end of the game where basically all you're doing is space junk is just flying around and you're waiting for it to spawn. Space junk, asteroids, and they just don't. I mean, I'll say one thing is, at the very least, having optimized movement is not as important now when it's like, okay, as long as I stay within sort of a range of messing up, I won't really lose any time. Exactly. But it's also frustrating because the reason that I have that freedom is because I'm just waiting for stuff to spawn. But yeah, look, if you notice, I'm still moving the same speed that I moved when I was smaller. Except it's now much easier to collect stuff. Yeah. Picnic levels are where the spawning starts to become really annoying. And becomes kind of a theme throughout the rest of the game. They definitely fixed that in the sequels, but... Ah, jeez. I swear I was a world record speedrunner at one point. I swear. And everyone thought I was so cool. Oh no, I'm eating currency now. Oh, illegal. I wonder how long it's gonna take for the US to just stop minting pennies and stop using them and all that. Then again, I've been pretty much living under an asteroid this whole time, so that could have very well have happened and I just don't know. Actually, no, it couldn't have, because I've gotten change back recently and I definitely had a penny in there. Man. This is one of those, like, there's some, they don't have these throughout the whole game. But there are some of these levels where it's just like, you do some kind of thing, like a task, and you do it really fast. Like, there was the aphid one. There's also this where you have to, like, eat the face. Or like this, where you have to get the puzzle pieces. Now, this is where some of the difficulty in staying like the same speed but being different sizes. I didn't even get a gold. Man. Yeah, getting a gold is really, like, it's a very tight window you have to do that. Aye. Jeez. Yeah, so the mice. This is where you do want to kind of scour around, because unless you're close enough, the arrow telling you that there's something you can eat won't really appear. But if you stay too close to the edge of the screen, you're not going... Dang, I didn't even do well in that one. I don't want to do that again. So another maze level. I actually kind of like the maze levels. But yeah, the timing is very strict on whether or not you get a gold. Granted, to do well, like, speedrunning wise, you don't really necessarily need to get a gold on these. Averaging like a silver and averaging a silver is kind of what you want to do. If you average a silver, I think you could probably get pretty damn close to the actual record. At least back when I was What am I doing, man? At least back when... man. At least back when I was speedrunning, I think I actually did the calculation. Like, I would have completely, like, wiped whatever time I had at the time. And did so much... Man, bad grapes. Would have done so much better if I could just consistently get, like, for example, like a silver on every single level. I don't remember exactly how I calculated that, but I think I did the calculation with, like, my best times on the levels, which at the time weren't good, because when I was playing this game, I was practicing specifically just to speedrun it, so I wasn't necessarily trying to just get my times down on every single level, but also as the, you know, throughout the game as a whole. Okay, yeah, that's a little bit of a better way to approach that, I think. I'm not gonna get a gold, though. I bonked a few times off the wall like that. No, that's not good. Okay. I was like 2/100ths of a second away from the gold. Man. I kind of wish there were more of those little maze levels. I liked those, even though they have such a tight timing window for actually being able to do really well on them. But they're enjoyable. But there are only 2 of them. There are just 2 levels in the whole game that's like, hey, collect puzzle pieces. And it's like, why? Why? It's so random. And they only do it twice. That's one thing that's like, I like this game better than the second game, because technically there's more variety in the types of levels there are, because I don't think there are anything like maze levels in the second game, or these like, oh, eat this many of this enemy or something like that. But I will say the second game is much more polished by a long shot. The control issue is fixed because that game actually, like, you'll start off small, like your size on the screen will stay pretty much the same, but if you get like to a certain size, the screen will actually zoom out. And so the whole issue of, oh, you're the level stays the same size and you start off really small and really fast. But then Tasty Planet Forever, I did horrible on that one. Horribly. Where am I? Oh, there I am. But Tasty Planet Forever, the new one that I actually streamed when it came out, that one does have like a big variety of different things. Like there's one where you're pushing stuff into like a trash can and you have to push all the trash into the trash can. It has a lot more of that and I really do enjoy it. I'm just not super good at Tasty Planet Forever. It is a lot more difficult. But it also has like difficulty settings. But man, the timing windows, they really push them. Like, you can only unlock stuff by getting like, instead of giving you like gold, bronze, or silver, it's like how many stars out of 3 you get. And that's how you unlock extra stuff in the game. But man, it is tough. And I also thought, oh, I play Tasty Planet, I speedrun it, so I should play Tasty Planet Forever on the hardest difficulty. And oh man, they were not lying when they said that it was the hardest difficulty. There we go. Hey, I actually got a gold on that one. Okay, I hate this world. I don't like it. This is the fish world. This is Kevin Costner's water world. Except, you know, that's happening above the surface. You see, I touched the tail of the fish. It's not even like the fish ate me. You just touch anything bigger than you, and you die. So these levels are really difficult. Because, up until now, you've been able to pretty easily, if you play the game enough, you can tell just by looking at something if you're big enough to eat it, usually. I have some screw-ups here and there, but overall, it's not too hard to tell. Here, it is very tricky to tell. So you have a lot of these fish all over the place. You need to use the arrow because sometimes the fish will look like it's, you know, you're small enough for you to eat, but then you can't eat it, and you die. Sometimes it looks like it's too big for you to eat, and then you don't eat it, but you realize, oh, I could've, and you lose time. So that's what makes it difficult. Also, 2 fish of 2 different colors can be the same size, but you can eat one of them and not the other. That's also really annoying. Another annoying thing is, okay, so like I said, you have to rely on the arrow that tells you where, like, the closest big thing you can eat is. It kind of, like, you only get one arrow, so it can't point at multiple things. So it tries to figure out, like, I think it seems like it tries to optimize, like, what is the closest thing versus, like, what is the biggest thing that's on screen, and it kind of tries to optimize that. So if something's really close but it's not the biggest thing, it'll probably prioritize that. But The problem is, if you see the fish kind of tend to group up, and fish of different sizes group up, and it can be really hard to tell what the arrow is actually pointing at, especially if the fish are like all different sizes. And that can really screw you over. It does to me a lot. Another thing, especially with the dolphins, is now you try to eat the fish, but you have something going after it that can also kill you. The dolphins will kill you, but they also go after the fish. And that's a challenge. Like, they should do that. That's a good idea. Where I think it's kind of annoying is spawning on the edge of the screen becomes a problem. So, damn, that was my own fault. Most things in the game, I would say, have roughly a circular-ish hitbox, but clearly the fish don't. You saw that, like, I've gotten killed by touching the tail and the head in the center. They don't have circular hitboxes. That's fine. You know, that makes sense. But where that becomes annoying is when they spawn on the edge of the screen, and you notice they kind of pivot. You know, when they turn, they pivot around this sort of central pivot that they have. So they can spawn on the edge of the screen. You may not even see them yet, but you can still interact with them, and they'll kind of spin around, and their hitbox spins into you, and you'll die, and you won't even see it until after it's already happened. Or you won't see it until it's too late to really react and get out of the way. That's especially bad with the dolphins, because you can chase a fish off screen, or partially off screen, but then a dolphin that just spawns ends up going after I'm just not paying any attention to what I'm doing. But yeah, you could chase it off screen and it will get you, and you won't know what got you until it's pretty much too late. So that's... What am I doing, man? That's where it gets kind of annoying. I ate the blue fish. It's pretty much the same size as the yellow fish, but you can't eat the yellow one because the game feels like it is larger. Okay, yeah, and you see there was a huge delay as I was going straight at that bluefish on whether or not the game wanted to tell me I was allowed to eat it or not. So that also makes it difficult, is sometimes the game's pointing, like, it does overall a pretty good job, but for some reason it just tends to really fail in this particular world. Which, again, if it's just something that, instead of completely killing you, just makes you a little bit smaller when you hit it, not a big deal. Like, yeah, you lose time. Don't lose as much time as you do when you frickin' die and have to start the whole level over again. This music's very relaxing. I like that the melody is in octaves here. I like that. Okay. I want to get past this level, so I'm going to try to focus and do that. Wait a second. I need a drink of water. And also coffee. I'm using my coffee mug to prop up my phone, so... Alright. Yeah, good thing I didn't go after that yellowfish. My, probably because of how poorly I've been control. That was risky. How poorly I've kind of been taking control over my movements. Yeah, God, man. The thing too is like, especially in speed runs, what would happen is if I died once on one of these levels, I would die a lot. Like the first time I die, like the first time I choke, it would completely, I would just go off the deep end with how many times I die. So I would practice to try to make it so that I didn't die on these levels at all. It did not always work because, again, it's almost like you kind of have to make a compromise between going fast and, you know, being careful. And I think almost being careful is a better strategy because there isn't really much of a safety strat that's still fast. You kind of just have to be careful and do your best to be fast, but staying away from the edge of the screen is probably the biggest thing that you could do to help yourself. And if you're heading toward the edge of the screen, before it moves, be very careful and pretty much be ready to divert your direction elsewhere in case one of your little mammal friends here comes after you. I like the dolphin. I like the dolphin noises when you eat them. I don't know why. It's just funny. Doesn't really sound... Well, I guess dolphins can make that noise. I don't know. I'm not a friggin' dolphin expert. But if I were, that'd be pretty interesting. Also, these underwater levels are the reason that I do not play the game with the updated graphics, because they make the dolphins darker and harder to see. The dolphins are a few shades of blue darker. And maybe it's just me, but I personally have such a hard time seeing them against the water. That dolphin was almost the same dang size, man. Okay. Can't. Stop stealing my fish, man. I actually would say that this level is easier than the previous one, even though I'm doing just as poorly at it. My AI object recognition module is not performing very well in my brain. I think that's part of it too, is you gotta have a certain mindset when playing these levels. Is you've got to both be able to not... You can't just focus on the fish, and that sounds easier said than done. And of course, you know, you can focus on the fish a little too hard, but if a dolphin's big enough, you're gonna see it and avoid it. But some of the dolphins are not much bigger than the biggest fish. They can be easy to miss if you're being stupid like I was earlier. Hammerheads don't go after you as much as the dolphins do, it seems. The dolphins are still like the most difficult to avoid. Why does the shark make that sound? It sounds like you're throwing a trash bag away. Oh, I could have eaten. Oh, I can eat him. Didn't think I would be able to, but... Okay, I'm probably safe to eat pretty much everything in the level now. Yeah, this level's easier, one, because, I don't know, the fish just take up more of the screen, like there are more fish and they school together. So it's easier to kind of avoid the dolphins, because you don't have to chase after individual fish. We're finally out of that hellhole. I don't know why, I love this last panel, it's hilarious. Oh, shoot, I'm supposed to be eating golf balls. Another level where you've got a plan. Damn. Man. Okay, you've got a plan where you're going. I think this is another level where I would count how many, like, things I'd have to eat before I could eat the mice. Alright, there we go. That was not good. That was bronze. Ooh. Acá tenemos gatos. Ay. Ah. Déjame en paz, cerote. I don't even remember if the cats kill you. I don't even think they do. This is just like the dolphin thing, but it's easier because I don't think the cats actually kill you. I don't really want to test it because I've been playing this level for as long as I have now, but in the next level there will be cats and I won't be able to eat them right away, so we'll see. I think this is another thing that the first game does not do very well, is there are too many levels like this where you just are waiting for stuff to spawn, and it just gets kind of old, I guess. Especially when it's like you have this level where it's like you might have one obstacle, and it's not enough to completely keep you engaged, because you have to just go and mindlessly eat stuff till you're big enough to eat the next thing. So you're just zoned out, and then this cat can just rocket in and then just undo everything, and you've got to spend 5 minutes doing this again. So the other games definitely improve on that. Let's see, do the cats... So yeah, the cats don't even kill you. Then why do random fish kill you then? Like, that doesn't make sense. The cats should definitely kill you, if anything. I feel like they should change the underwater... They should have like had the underwater levels where like maybe the dolphins can kill you, but like fish can't, or something like that. And then have like the cats actually be able to kill you. I love that the dogs will just chase the cats around, and the cats will run away. I don't know why that's so funny to me. The dogs will just start following the cats. The dogs don't like eat the cats like that. Well, clearly they don't. Dogs don't do that usually. It's just funny. Like, I know it was intentional. Like, I know exactly why. It's just funny to me to see it happen, to perceive it. I also like how every single cat is an orange cat. Every single dog is this sort of chocolate lab looking guy. Okay. Well, at the very least, like, this is a little bit better than some of the other levels. You do actually have stuff to watch out for when you're just waiting. So it's a little bit better than the picnic ones. If it was something like the cats would eat you, but the dogs wouldn't, I think that'd be kind of an interesting thing. Man, I feel so bad for eating these cats. They're making this noise. They're meowing at you. It's even worse in the other games because they give when you eat animals, it gives them all names. Like if you eat a cat in like Tasty Planet Forever, it doesn't say like cat. It says like, oh, Mr. Fluffy Paws or something like that. It makes you feel even worse. It's so sad. Oh, okay, I am not doing well on time here. Bronze. I kind of expected that. Man, it's funny to think like, oh, it's one of those again, I see. When I first started actually speedrunning this game, I was using a different controller where the analog stick was a lot smaller. Right now I'm using the Switch Pro controller, and I gotta say, I really wish that I was using one of these when I speedran, because I think I would have done a lot better. Plus, I also kind of configured all the dead zones and everything to kind of match with what felt the best. Nice. Oh, never mind. We're past that. I'm really glad that the cat sound effects aren't that loud, because I could see this getting old so fast. Now I know what it's like to have a cat bother me at 4 in the morning because it's hungry. Like creatures eat or something. Also, I gotta say, the fact that there's... I don't think I've ever gotten a bronze on that level. Hold on, that was awful. I'm doing that again. It's probably a good thing that we're eating all these cats. I mean, this many stray cats cannot be good for the ecosystem. We gotta get rid of these guys. I just noticed... the last time we had to do one of these was with aphids, and if I remember correctly, aphids aren't, like, great for plants either. Are they just, like, having us eat things that are bad for ecosystems? Is that... Huh. Never thought about that before. Have to have, an actual person who actually knows things weigh in on that. I know cats are. I know cats will, like, make birds go extinct and shit like that. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, I am sure there's probably, like, a Wikipedia page or some kind of list somewhere of just the number of list of bird species that cats have sent into extinction. Not that humans have not done the same, because very unfortunately that has happened many a time. Now there are people, and if you notice, every person looks the same. That's kind of almost dystopian. Damn. Okay, I'm not doing well. There we go. Okay, well, I tried. Damn. I like how in Tasty Planet 2, because the whole thing of that game is like you eat a time machine and you go through time. At some point you end up in the future, and all the humans aren't like humans anymore. They're like these weird humanoid things that have like green hair and like blue skin. It's kind of like a cool touch. Damn. I wonder how agonizing it would be to be consumed by this thing. Like, what would kill you? Would it be the suffocation, or does this thing have some kind of digestive ability? It probably does. That's disturbing. Going after the people in this game is actually pretty difficult. Oh no, the cops. The cops are really annoying. Don't worry, we'll get rid of them soon. There we go. How satisfying is that? It still is really frustrating. They just always, as soon as they appear on screen, they'll shoot at you, like, right away. I mean, I guess that's pretty accurate, but... Also, like, later in the next couple levels, they're like cop cars, and they'll just straight up run over people to get to you. Alright. But you get to eat the cop cars, too. And then tanks, and then the tanks will shoot at you. Just, the bullets are so annoying because you can't see them very well. Well, I'm just based... Indeed, Max, indeed. Oh, yeah, this is where the cop cars are going to come out eventually. So, in this universe, there are only 3 types of cars. There's the red car, the taxi, and the cop car. I guess that would make life for me a lot easier because I don't know anything about cars. People would be like, oh, that's a... I can't even come up with a funny fake sounding car name. That's how bad I am with cars. What does it say about society? You've got me there. What, the 3 types of cars? Or the thing I was talking about with the cops earlier? 'Cause, definitely, I think the fact that I almost feel like the fact that the cops just blatantly run over people. Oh, I was gonna say, I feel like that's probably an intentional, thing. The cars. Well, what that says is that there are too many dang cars. We need 1 red car, 1 yellow car, and, well, maybe not the cop cars. But we'll deal with that soon. Or, actually, what it really says about society is that, I don't even know where to go from there. It's just, they just didn't make very many cars in this game. I wonder how much time I would lose in speed runs, because I used to be very bad at watching out for the bullets, and they do make you smaller if you get hit by them. You lose time. They're finally... Okay. I like also, all the cars are basically the reskin of the same kind of car. Is this the new Amazon car? Eventually, just everyone owns... Every car is an Amazon car, and that's all there is. That's what it says about society. There, I found the message. It took me a bit of noodling to get there, but I found it. Oi. Ha ha ha. I gotta say one thing though, these roads look way too nice to belong in the real world. I don't think I've ever seen a road look this pristine. Even when it's new, they already look like they've been through it. Oh, I can eat the trees. I like how... I wonder if it's an oversight in this game that it almost looks like they plan it so that... Oh, no, not the cop cars. They plan it, like, just so it seems like, oh, once you eat the trees, once you eat the last tree, you should be done with the level. But there's, like, a little bit left, and you have to go after some people before you actually get and fill, like, the bar up. And it's like, I wonder if that was intentional, or it was, like, an oversight where they just didn't quite add everything up correctly. Man, going after the people is frustrating. These levels are chaotic. You have these horses chasing you. You have these cars coming after you that'll run over people and run over other cars. Damn. That's something I do a lot. I end up hitting the Mounties and it sets me back. No. Going after the people is so difficult. It's almost like following a pigeon around. They just kind of walk faster. Okay, I can go after the Mounties, so I should probably go do that. Display 2 where you have to defend the... I hate that one too, yeah. I hate the defending the ballista, because... if I remember correctly, too, it's really easy to also end up... I might be thinking of a different one. Where, like... yeah, no, it's like after you can start eating the ballistas, if you get hit by them too many times, I think you end up just having to restart because there's nothing left to eat as well. If that's not the one I'm thinking of, then... I do remember that level, though. It's annoying. Man, I will say one thing. Tasty Planet 2, though, like, 2-player mode is so much better. Because there are actually, like... it has, like, things where it's, like, you're not just eating to get bigger. It has, like, other... like, things that you can do, like, objectives. Like, you go through, like, a maze, and you have to eat the things in the right order. When you play 2-player in Tasty Planet 2. That would be really interesting. I wonder how that would work. Having like a level editor. That would be really cool. Then we can finally have more of those maze levels from the Picnic World. Because I actually like those even though they're really frustrating to speedrun. Because, again, the timing window is so tight. Yeah, I was not anticipating a great time on that one. It's okay. Yeah, this is the one where you really need to watch out for the bullets because... basically what I would do is to kind of... because the cops will only shoot a certain number of times before they kind of have like a sort of waiting period. If you see like a bunch of cops in this game, it's probably best to let them shoot a few times without trying to eat them so you can avoid them, and then they won't shoot for a little bit. I'm not really doing that, but let's see. The Dino Maze. Oh yeah, I remember that one. I liked that one. The one where it's like you have, like, you know, as it zooms out, you start to realize you're just inside of a giant dinosaur skeleton eating smaller dinosaurs. inside of it. You were inside the big one the whole time. Oh no, that's gonna set me back. I think one of my favorite ones is when you're like, you see the lava flow at the top of the screen, but you don't really know what it is. And I might have just been really stupid at the time, but I saw that and I thought that it was like a really long dinosaur. But then you get big and you realize it's just like a flowing lava river, and then you go and you eat all the volcanoes in the mountains. I gotta say, I like Tasty Planet 2 casually. It's pretty fun. I don't know. There's something about it I don't like as much, but it's a lot less frustrating. Though I do kind of wish there were some more instances of, like, oh, you could die, or... Yeah, it's like I didn't realize... Yeah, like a snake or something. I didn't realize it was a lava flow until you're, like, big enough to actually see the whole thing. I'm doing so poorly in this level, like... it's not... I'm not great at... Well, I don't have the chat anywhere near my screen right now, so I have to look pretty far away to see it, but... That, I have gotten all the gold in this game, but it took such a long time. Like, there are some levels that I swear I only was able to get gold by complete luck. Avoiding the bullets is difficult now. I can't see them very well. I wonder if I was wearing my glasses if it would be easier. One thing though, getting 3 stars in all the, even in the first world in Tasty Planet Forever is just ridiculous. Like, I feel like, you know, I'm not always someone to say I think the game is too hard, but I think the timing windows are a little too strict in that game. Especially in the, if you're playing the harder difficulties where pretty much everything can kill you instantly. That's also kind of ridiculously difficult. What in the world? Okay. Oh, here are the tanks. It was only a matter of time. There's still cops going out and shooting at me? What is the point at this point? Why are there people here? Like, if they're just rolling the tanks in, there are a bunch of civilians here. Man, this says a lot about society. They'll straight up, like, if I remember correctly, these tanks will straight up shoot people. It's so messed up. Ow. I died. Okay. One thing about the tanks, at least the bullets are actually visible. I ran right into that. I was not looking where I was going. I thought I avoided the bullet. I legitimately cannot see the bullets anymore. They are so small. That's one thing about Tasty Planet Forever, that I still have a hard time seeing the bullets, but if people are like shooting at me, they have like a glowing, like, the bullets glow, so they actually stand out from the grass and all that. I mean, maybe if I played Tasty Planet Forever more, I'd be able to handle it, but it just seemed like some of the levels, no matter how hard I try, I could not get like 3 stars, even in the first, like, world. Granted, again, it might be partially due to me using a controller, because some of the things you need to do are harder, like, or they're a little bit easier with the mouse, because you have a bit more control. But, like, the thing where you have to push the tables into the street, like, that is really hard to do quickly. I feel like I should stream Tasty Planet Forever again sometime if I ever get the chance. Okay, I thought I could eat more trees than that. Can't. I think one thing about Tasty Planet Forever that I don't like, even though I do think that it has a lot better just implementation of a lot of stuff. I don't like that some of the worlds are really forgettable. I think that the shark world, I almost always forget that that's even one of them. I think that might be the only one. I think maybe overall the worlds are pretty memorable, but the one where you're playing as the shark, it's just, I don't know, it just doesn't seem that interesting. I kind of prefer just being able to play as the blob thing. But you can't, like I could see, like, maybe, you know, playing through the game the first time you play as the characters they tell you to play as, but I think, it'd be kind of cool if they, would let you, like, if you got, like, a certain number of stars, if you could choose to play as, like, the gray blob throughout the whole game. But to an extent, I get it, because, like, the story in the game does follow the fact that you're playing as, like, for example, a dingo in the Australia world. When you're in, like, the outback. If I would not keep getting hit by stuff, I would be doing so much better. Okay. I didn't even get, like, I didn't even place. Just as a warning, after this world, I'm going to, I just, like, chugged a bunch of coffee, so I'm gonna have to take just a minute. And when I mean, like, a minute, I literally mean, like, a minute. So, just stay tuned for that, and so I'm not just, like, leaving it idle for any longer than that. I don't have that. I made, like, a I'll be right back screen for this game, but I don't have it anymore, I think. I'm missing it. Come on. This is... You move so fast. Like, you move so fast. Like, this is one of the most annoying ones. Like, I really don't like this level. Ah, come on. I guess I should just... 'Cause the thing is, yeah, if you're playing this casually, like, you can choose not to move at full speed, but again, I'm used to speedrunning this, and you don't often want to not move at full speed. I think maybe I should just run around, and if I get people, then I get them, and then I don't keep trying to go after them, because there's enough of them that I could probably just kind of spray, like, shoot and spray through them. Especially when I've got to avoid things like the cars. That car just ran into the horse. Getting blocked by cars. Where are the Mounties? There we go. Haha, now I can eat all the cars, all 3 kinds of cars that exist. The red, the yellow, and the cop car. Well, the yellow car is a taxi. I feel like they don't have to say it's a red car. They could just say it's the only kind of car there is. Going after the Mounties is probably still a good idea at my size. Okay, I'm gonna go after that tree. Yeah, these are the levels that, like, I really struggled to do consistently. There we go. Big old cluster of cars right there. Are there more trees down here? Yeah, I can't eat them yet, though. Yeah, I think this is something that's a little... Like, I think I keep saying this, but I think, yeah, the later Tasty Planet games are a lot better at kind of planning out how many things of what you need to eat before you can kind of go up to the next thing. Whereas this one, yeah, it's like, okay, after I ate all the smaller trees, I should probably be able to eat the bigger trees, because it's... And they could just make the time limit shorter, but it just kind of seems like filler when you're just going around and you're kind of just waiting to be able to eat the next biggest thing, and nothing is really an obstacle for you anymore. Like, now. Like, I'm still pretty far away from actually reaching the maximum size. Oh, but I will say Tasty Planet 3, Tasty Planet Forever, great music. Like, the music in that game is really good. But it also got my videos, like, copyright claimed because they're actual, like, music, not just from the game, but it's actually, like, music that other people made that I assume... I don't know if they were made specifically for this game, for that game, but I think they were just had the right to use them for the game or something like that. Because there are music credits. And all the songs, like, have specific names. Yeah, so this is one of those levels that after all the chaos of the city, the previous levels were actually, or this level is almost kind of like a decompressing thing when I'm speedrunning, because as long as you're paying somewhat attention, you know, you can... There we go. Let's see. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say the next thing that I get should count. I didn't do so good on that one. The perspective is really wacky on some of these buildings, I gotta say. Oh, nope, no tanks. Takes a lot more time to be able to eat the tanks than you'd think. I can maybe eat them now, I'm not sure. Damn! Bad reaction time on my part. Huh. Okay. I know I said this earlier, but man, I don't always like this track. I don't know why I don't care for... I always think it's weird when, like, video game tracks have vocals in them. I don't know why. It's really stupid to care. But I do like that all the melodies are in octaves. Because, like, when there's, you know, the female singer, the male singer is singing, like, an octave apart. And then, like, the different instruments right now, I like it. I don't know, it just gives it a sound. Gives it a sound I like. Finally, I can eat people's houses. Oh, is this how the housing market crash happened? No, it's definitely not, but... because there are definitely plenty of houses around. Oh, I got a gold. Okay, so I will be right back, and we will continue. Don't go anywhere. Alright. That was probably just about a minute. Okay. Wait, hold on. Am I here? Oh. Oh, well. Let me... Oh, can I not do that? Man, this city is more like, I know it's just, oh yeah, we don't want like a million assets in this game, but there are 3 types of buildings. There's a house, there's a office building, and then I don't even know what this is, what these weird rectangle ones are. Soon I'll be able to eat the train. Can I not eat them yet? Oh, I still can't. I feel like one thing that would have helped me when I was still speedrunning this game, is if I actually kept track of, like, for example, in every level, how many things of a certain thing I'd have to eat before, like, you know, if I kept track of, like, how many cars I'd have to eat, for example, like, before I could eat the trains, it would probably go over a bit better. Because although I had a pretty intuitive idea when I was playing, and I did keep track of this for some levels, because some levels it's really important. Imagine, okay, what is the point of these trains? They're just going in a circle, or rectangle. Like, that's where they don't go anywhere. Imagine, that just sounds like that's just the house that I ate in the middle there. It just looks like it would be hell to live there because it's just, you've got loud trains around you 24/7. Oh, look at that. Oh, gold. The sky level. We just get to eat clouds. Hey, would you like to eat a water? Why, yes I would. This is where we start to get to those levels where it's like, okay, you just have to sit there and wait, and there isn't anything to avoid, and you just have to... I'll get that one. Yeah. Okay. You just have to sit there and wait until things come that you can eat. And it can be a little hard to tell which clouds are actually, like, the biggest. Like, again, this is, like, work that I feel like if you really want to push the time down on a speedrun, you'd really have to go through and analyze, like, which clouds actually increase you by what size, so you know, like, what to prioritize. Because I'm actually not sure if the visual density of the cloud, because, like, you notice some of the clouds are, like, more opaque. I wonder if, like, those make your size bigger more than, like, the opaque ones, like, make you bigger more than, like, the more translucent ones or something like that. Something I don't actually know. Yep, another one where there's really, like, the kites don't hurt you. The eagles will hurt you, though. So, don't touch... well, said not to... Damn. Okay, I want to... Oh, petty, I'm starting this over. Alright. Oh, so unfortunately... So my microphone is a blue snowball, and I just used the plastic stand that it came with because I don't have the space, nor do I really want to just have like a big old microphone stand. Though it probably would make it easier to get it in a more comfortable position for me, but you know, I just let things be inconvenient for myself. But I actually ended up managing to break the stand because I was going back to visit my family and I packed my microphone in my suitcase, and I apparently packed it a little too tight. I've made this same trip with my microphone so many times and it was fine, so I didn't really think like, oh, I could accidentally break it, but I did. The stand, like, I think I could probably just glue part of it back together and it will still work. I need to do that. I probably should have done that, like, when I got back here, or when I was still home. But now I'm back in my apartment, where we do have glue, so I could try it. Got some... Why are there so many kites, like, this high up in the sky? Like, people aren't even flying these kites. The planes explode. That's hilarious. I forgot about that. That is hilarious. Eh. Ow. Oh man, it's so like, damn it. It's so dramatic too. Like they just explode. Okay, I'm not gonna do very well. I've gotten hit so many times that the planes come after you. I don't remember these levels as much. I definitely practiced, or at most of my runs, I wouldn't always get to the end of the game, so some of these levels I don't play as much as the others. Or like when I'd practice, I don't need to practice these sky ones as much as like the water levels or whatnot, so I wouldn't play them as much, so I kind of forgot some of the stuff about them. There we go. Yeah, that was not good. I like how the planes can hit the kites and the kites are just fine. They just kind of bump out of the way. Just kind of get nudged a little bit out of the way. That's another thing. I'm not sure if these really big clouds are... you know, like, give you more... Let me see. Okay, that gave me 2. That gave me 2 as well. So some of the big clouds, I guess, are like the same as eating a biplane. So I really should prioritize like the biplanes over the smaller clouds, but also try to get the big ones especially. It makes sense. Alright. Should be able to eat these hot air balloons in a little bit. Alright. Come on, man. You gotta be so big to eat these hot air balloons, I swear. Or I suppose not keeping track of exactly how many things you need to eat, but how big you need to be to start eating the things. That'd be a good thing to keep track of. I don't know why. It disturbs me that this gray goo has like veins in his eyes. Like, I don't like that. Oh, now we got fighter jets coming after me. In what part of anywhere in the world are there just this many biplanes just flying around all the time? Like, dude. All right. Oh, well, I didn't even think I was going to be able to eat that, but I was. Okay. Let's see. There's not a whole lot to say about these levels, honestly. Like, the funniest thing was just the plane exploding when I ran into it. Finally. Almost there. I'm running like super out of time. I'm not gonna get a good. Yeah, damn. I didn't even think I was doing that badly. What? It said I could eat those. Must have been pointing at a cloud. I swear, it looks like it's saying I can eat the fighter planes, but I can't. Or fighter jets. I find it funny that the biplanes are flying around just as fast as the fighter jets. Like, these are some biplanes. Oh no, no hiccup, please. Don't mow me down, I got you. I got you, Tom Brady. Tom Cruise, not Tom Brady. What the hell is wrong with me? Yeah, you know, the Tom Brady, the famous football player, there's also one of the stars in Top Gun, you know. Same guy. I'm talking about the right guy. Man, I think my favorite actor in Pulp Fiction was Wayne Gretzky. Yep. He was in that movie. Okay, that was a bad choice for whatever I was just doing there. Oh man, it is really hard to avoid the bullets, and I think that's actually what's making these levels take so long. Is I'm getting hit by a lot of bullets. It's undoing a lot of my progress. Stop it. Jeez. It's also not giving me a lot of hot air balloons. Okay, it's giving me a little bit more now. God damn. I keep getting, like, right about able to eat the, blimps, and then I get shot by one of the fighter jets, and then I can't eat it anymore. There we go. I cannot believe I got gold on that. Man. I want to try not to just get hit by stuff. Again, it's just my object recognition is just horrible. Like, unless I'm looking right at it, I have, like, no idea what I'm looking at. Like, I'll look out of the corner of my eye and I'll think these friggin' jet planes are like clouds or something, and I literally will not be able to tell the difference until I've already gotten hit. I think I am doing better at avoiding the jet planes, though. Or, well, avoiding the bullets. But I'm also paying a lot. Ah, damn. If you kind of circle around them, it's easier to avoid them. Well, I think that's probably pretty obvious, but they'll try to shoot in a circle, but it's easier to kind of avoid the individual bullets. Now it's a little harder. Also, why are there so many, like, airliners, like, like, flying so close to each other, like, in this exact same airspace? Like, why are they doing that? That's just an accident waiting to happen. That's a Breaking Bad Season 3 waiting to happen. Okay, well, I did okay, though. Now we're in space. These levels are some of the most frustrating. These are the ones I was talking about earlier, where it's just... you wait for stuff to spawn, and it just doesn't. Steam notifications. Get out of here. I don't care right now at this moment. Okay, let's see. No. Okay. The spawning hasn't been too bad, but I don't think I'm gonna get a good time, but that, oh no, yeah, see, the spawn rate is like slowing way down. Yeah, it could have been worse. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Okay, but then you'll get stuff like this where like you see, oh, I've gotten one thing. Okay, there we go. This is a bit better. Why are there astronauts just floating untethered to any spacecraft just out? That's a horrible idea. They're gonna crash into all these satellites and, like, I'm probably the least threatening thing here for these guys. I am not doing very well. Yeah, and that wasn't even really my fault that time. Like, I think I was using my time well. It's just that I actually watched when my world record was like broken. I went and I actually watched that run and I was like, okay, I think this is probably the area I'm losing a lot of my time on because this is where I'm getting the worst times. And like I look at it and I'm like, I don't think I'm doing anything that differently. Not yet, okay. Okay. Trying to like hurry up so I can eat these space shuttle capsule things, but There we go. Silver could be a lot worse than that. Okay. Oh god, we got these energy orbs. That's how energy works. Oh! Yep. Got another dolphin situation because these guys elite the asteroids as well. Or at least they'll destroy them. I don't think they're really eating, but... Okay, this is going a bit better. Okay. Oh, well, stole him from me. Gotta be really careful. Because these energy guys will just, they will completely screw you over. Hopefully that wasn't too loud on the audio there. I accidentally slid my chair into my desk. Oh my god. Just wait. Like this is where I would lose a lot of time. It's just these levels with the asteroids. Can I eat any of these? Okay, cool. Alright. Yeah, playing this with the... Oh, no! I thought I was big enough. Oh, I wasn't paying enough attention. Oh, man, I don't want to do that one again. Yeah, after playing most of this game so far with the Switch Pro controller, I gotta say it was better than the controller I was using when I was speedrunning this. I probably would have done a little bit better. I don't think it would have gotten me the record or gotten me like down to the hour and what was it, an hour and 52 at the time. I don't think it would have gotten me down there, but it would have helped. Because now that I've been playing this for a while, it definitely does feel better. Alright, by the way, for anyone watching, if anyone's watching while I'm still actively streaming, I do respond to the chat. All the messages in there are old. Ooh, that was... You know, that's what you call a pro game. God, man. I was about to just... Man, and I was just about to sit there and call myself a pro gamer, and this happens. I literally could have so easily avoided that. No. Really not big enough to eat that one? There we go. Yeah, there. Okay. Okay, that's better. Now we're making some progress. Yeah, these levels, man, like, at least this one has something to avoid, but man, they can get monotonous. It gets hard for me to find stuff to talk about, just like on my own, out of my head. Oi, shoot. Well, I did recently get the... Oh my god. I'm skipping this one. I've already played it before. If I were actually trying to like speedrun or something, or I was practicing for a speedrun, I'd keep playing it, but I'm just streaming this like casually, and I don't want to make it unbearable to watch because I keep running into something because I'm not looking at the screen. I need to find a better way so that I can like actually see the chat at the same time. It'd be cool if I could do something where I could have it like on, like kind of overlaid with a sort of like maybe 50% opacity over like the screen. I'm sure there's some way I could do that, but I'm not off the top of my head sure how I would. It's just funny because like there's no one's in the chat right now, but it's still somehow distracting me enough. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, bad the space shuttle, two space shuttles just crashed into each other. Like, man. What is Jane's dad's name in Breaking Bad? Is he piloting these things? Is he or is he navigating these things? Because planes in this game, they crash into each other constantly. It's hilarious. I mean, it's hilarious because it's not real. If this were real, it wouldn't be funny. I imagine. Okay. So now I just have to not get hit by the space shuttle. And then I'll probably be fine. Because these energy beings... Okay, well, yeah. Okay, no, thank you. Oh, look at that. Now I got him. I'll take silver. I'm fine with that. Man, after I finish streaming, I should definitely eat something, because I have not eaten today. I completely did not realize that it's like, well, my time, it's like 6:30, and I have not eaten today. That's not good. Don't do that, people. All you watching, all you two or three people watching, don't do that. Don't have to eat a lot, but don't not eat anything. It's not good. I need to like figure out what I'm gonna make for dinner the next few nights, because I have literally no plans. I have things that I can cook. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them, and I don't want to end up just like stir-frying everything I eat in broad bean sauce like I did when I first moved here. Okay. Okay. I need to do a better job of avoiding these. That is one thing that you definitely have to avoid this to get anywhere in this level, because these lasers seem to really put some dents in your progress. Ideally, you don't want to get hit at all. Oh god. Okay. Luckily, if you kind of rotate around them, it's a little easier. Silver again, I'll take it. There's the ISS. Speaking of the ISS, like, okay, I know that I don't have, like, anything to do with my astrophotography on this channel except for, like, my profile picture and my, like, watermark I have at the bottom right of my videos. Those are pictures I took. Something that's just amazing to me is when people get the ISS and they, you know, they're able to stack enough frames together and then you can actually see the shape of it, and it's like, dude, that is like literally the ISS. That's so dope. I'd love to be able to do that someday. There was a comet, what is it? E3 or C/2023 E3 or something like that. I never got to see it. Nope, it was cloudy. It wasn't a very bright comet, though. It wasn't like Neowise. Neowise, I actually did end up going somewhere where I could actually see it just with my eyes. Because I think we got there around... The sun wasn't completely set, so we couldn't see it, but just out of nowhere, I just looked and I saw Neowise. I was like, wait a minute, there it is! And I had my telescope out, but Neowise was big, so... You know, it took up too much of the field of view, and I couldn't really see much of it all at once, so I think I just kind of stuck to the binoculars, but it was really cool. But yeah, unfortunately, I never got to see the one for this year, the big one. Though, to be fair, like, if I want to do astrophotography, like, there are plenty of comets that my telescope would be able to pick up on, even if my eyes don't. So I could do that pretty much any time I get clear skies and the gumption to actually go out there and do it. But I haven't really taken any photos. Well, I took a photo of Mars, but it was not like my usual astrophotography setup. I was actually sending a photo to my partner because my partner went to bed and I said, hey, look, it's Mars. And I just took a photo with my phone through the eyepiece, but I didn't, that's not usually, like, I have a dedicated Astrocam that I use. One of the, like, lower end ones, but still good enough, pretty good. I just need more practice. I did manage to get some photos, but I've still not managed to do any planetary photography with that cam, though. Because any of the chances that I had to really use it, there were no planets up in the sky at the time, so it was unfortunate. Because my big thing is I like to do Jupiter because it's really easy to get a lot of good detail without, you know, breaking your back over it or losing your mind over it. Saturn is a little bit harder, and I also wanted to try to see if my photos of Saturn would look a little bit better with a little bit higher resolution. Because Saturn does not have a large size in the sky because it's so much further away. So even though it's pretty easy to get photos of it, it's really hard to get photos that look as good as, like, photos you get of Jupiter, for example. Alright. Yeah, because Saturn's a little bit smaller than Jupiter, but because it's like twice as far away from the Earth as Jupiter is, it ends up looking like half the size at the same magnification. Okay, let's try not to get hit. These levels are going to take even longer if I just keep getting hit. Come on, give me something, man. There we go. Oh, whoa, whoa. Dude, oh my god, come on. Oh no. progress lost. Okay, this is better. Sure. Give me that. Okay. Nope. Yeah, this is one of the really frustrating levels because you can get really stuck for a while. Damn it. Come on. Yeah, not getting hit is so important in these. Also, I have to like hunch over because, like I said, I broke my microphone stand by accident when I packed it a little too tightly. I do have it propped up on something right now, but it's not very high up. I could probably lower my desk and then sit up a little bit more straight because my back does. I don't want to hunch over like that. Stretch. Hey. Come on, man. I still have to hunch a little bit. Well, I'm not sure like how far away I can be from my mic and have it still be like comfortably audible. Damn. This level, I don't remember how, like, I do kind of vaguely remember this one being difficult. But man, this one must have given me hell when I was still speedrunning. Like I said, I don't remember as many of the later levels explicitly. Trying to adjust my screen because I'm now not sitting up so high. Damn. You gotta be careful getting close to those guys at all because they can shoot you. So if you're like right next to them, they'll still shoot at you and you will not be able to get out of the way. So maintaining like a certain distance away from them until you can eat them is pretty much necessary. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm like focusing really hard on not getting hit. I am not gonna get a good time on this. Oh god, they're gonna shoot at me. Good thing it's giving me a lot of really big space. Oh, now I can eat them. Okay, well, getting placed at all is a miracle at this point. Okay, let's see. Okay, we got that. No. Oh, I could have gotten that one. Whoa, I am huge. 11 kilometers, man. I have not been keeping track of like how big I've gotten in this game. Man, these friggin' energy balls are huge. That means those ships I was eating must have been gigantic as well. Okay, don't. There we go. Eh. Ah, damn. I could eat that one, but I couldn't eat the other one. I really sometimes don't know how they gauge like the size of some of these things. No. I wonder if that energy ball will come back. I like how they immediately just know you're gonna come after them. Like, I hadn't even eaten one yet, and it's already running away from me. 96 kilometers, man. That's just bogglingly huge. I can't speak. What's new? Alright. Oh, bronze. I thought I did better than that. Oh well. Moon is way too close to the Earth. Whoa. That would destroy everything if the moon were that close. I don't think the moon could get that close to the Earth without getting torn up. Good old Roche limit. There's like a certain distance that two solid bodies can get to each other like this before they start tearing each other apart. Or well, maybe not exactly tearing each other apart, but the moon like getting torn apart due to tidal forces. I mean, the moon is well outside of that limit in real life, but here, I'm not so sure. Also, why are there just so many giant asteroids just slamming into the Earth? Like, what in the hell happened here? Where are they coming from? Oh, now we have no moon. Look at what I did. Alright, everybody, the apocalypse is very soon. I apologize, but the moon is gone. I have to inform you of that. I'm debating on whether or not I actually want to do the rest of this game here. I'll play a little bit more. But I think I probably won't get through the whole game. I think I'm just gonna stop after a couple more levels. Okay. Gotta eat the asteroid belt. Why are these spaceships so big? Let's eat Mars. The sun will kill you, and Jupiter and Saturn and the gas giants will kill you until you're big enough to eat them. Oh, Uranus is gone. Haha, funny. Hilarious. Hilarious joke, my man. It's very unfortunate that Uranus is such a cool planet, but its name is just ruined forever. Oh, ate Pluto. Sorry. Takes a while to eat Jupiter. Yeah, I've got to be like really careful and pay attention to where Jupiter is, because if I run into Jupiter before I'm big enough to eat it, it will kill me. I'm trying to avoid these damn things, but it's not going so well, clearly. I do still have time, but I need to do better if I want a good time. Look at that. Why did Jupiter make a big old rocky sound? Damn, that trumpet player is really hitting it off, man. He's going for it. Oh, this one is like a memory thing. I was trying to. Yeah, there's like a very specific order you have to do this in. What is it? Is it this? You eat Sirius B. Then you go out here. And then where do you go next? You have to eat them all in the right order, or else it doesn't work. It's like you go here. Yeah, I don't remember. Okay, now you go down. There's like a yellow dwarf down here. Or maybe they're not dwarfs anymore. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I ate the sun. Yep. That wasn't great. Oh, well. Let's skip ahead a little bit. Oh, geez. Yeah, okay, I think, because I've got to actually go do something in a little bit. I think I'll actually call it here. Let me stretch again. It feels so good. I've been sitting down for too long. Alright. Well, thank you very much for those of you who have, you know, turned in and watched a little bit, even if it wasn't for that long. I still appreciate it. I also appreciate all of you kind of just interacting in the chat. That's actually, I think, the main reason I still stream, even though I don't really get too many views. I just like interacting with the chat while I'm playing a game. It's nice. So yeah, thank you very much, and I don't know when the next time I'll stream will be, but if I do, hopefully some of you will come and see that and have a little bit of fun. Yeah, take care, and I'll see you all later once I stop.